Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We're here at Wisconsin Granite, and we're at a great location. And when I say location, not just Wisconsin Granite, but this desk is just a great location.
You feel grand, don't you?
I feel grand, I do. I feel like I need to, I don't know, I was going to think of a clever analogy and I couldn't. So I'm going to segue right into Abe Degnan. How are you, Abe?
I'm doing great today, you too?
Good, good. Abe is from Degnan Design Builders, and what a pleasure to have you on the show today because you're our chief problems solver.
That's what I love to do. People bring me a problem and we come up with a way to transform their home, solve their problem, and make their life better.
Yeah, and I like how it's not chief problem, it's chief problems solver.
That's right.
You can solve multiple problems.
Yep.
So let's talk about some of these problems because blended families propose or present a problem, especially with bathroom space. If you have 3 teenage girls and so forth. So how can you create a space that's set up for 3 teenage girls to be able to get their bathroom time in the morning?
Well, this was
a big question before you start.
Well, he's the problem solver. So.
This was a fun project for us, and every family has its own unique challenges.
Right.
This family, they had just combined households, and while they had a pretty big house to work with and plenty of bedroom space, the bathroom that these 3 girls were going to share just wasn't adequate. So our solution, thinking outside of the box, rather than doing an expensive and complex bathroom remodel where we have to tear up concrete floor and move bathroom fixtures all over, we had one simple intervention in the bathroom, which was to change from a single vanity sink to a double vanity sink. But then the adjacent room that we had, they wanted to put a glamour room in. So that is where we put all the makeup table space, the mirrors, the lighted mirrors, and we went contemporary with this feel, with a sliding barn door to help open and close, and even a full-length mirror on the back of that door.
Wow, that's such a great idea because an overhaul in the bathroom may have been really expensive. You were able to make a couple of adjustments in that bathroom without reworking everything. Right. And then once you're finished in there, you're able to move over to the next room and not take up space in the bathroom. That's such a dream for a girl to hear about this room where you get ready and have the vanity and all that stuff. That's such a cool story.
And I can just imagine how it'll get used like before homecoming dance or prom too, for their friends to come over.
Right. That's a great one. So let's talk. You've got so many examples. That's what I think is wonderful. Is you've got the experience of all these different types of remodels, and so you have all these great things to pull from. Let's talk a little bit about outdoor connections because people really love that feeling of being outdoors. It's not always easy to get here in Wisconsin. Give us an example of how you can make a room feel more like an outdoor space.
Well, so there are screen porches, there are 3-season rooms, and then there's 4-season living spaces. We used to do a lot of 3-season rooms, and then a lot of our work changed over to screen porches, and it seems like the 3-season rooms are actually coming back a little bit now. Okay. But some people are really dedicated to wanting that beautiful outdoor screen porch feel where it is totally connected to the outdoors. The key on that then is having it flow from the indoor space to the outdoor space, and doing that in a way that doesn't block views, doesn't block light to the rest of the house, or to the extent that it does, you're making an educated decision in order to come up with great results.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Interesting stuff. And what about, some people love feeling the connection to the outdoors, but they still, let's face it, enjoy air conditioning in the summer. So can you accommodate that too?
That's when the 4-season sunroom comes into play, and the key to doing that right is working with energy efficient products. You also have to make sure that you have the building braced properly because you want to put in a lot of windows, but there are structural concerns that go along with this. And then heating and cooling so that you can be comfortable, because the worst thing to do is to tack on an addition in an inexpensive way and then discover that it is too cold in the winter and too hot in the summer, and then it becomes unusable and actually detracts from the space of the house.
Right, and that's the whole point. You've got it in there to begin with, is so you can use it and add on space to the home. Now let's talk a little bit about, this is one of those fun topics for me. We just have a little bit of time left, but when a house is really ugly, I mean, there's a lot of old houses houses out there, or maybe bad designs. How can you fix that?
Well, the project that you're going to see photos of, I think, here, this was an old house in a great location. 1970s house, had almost no maintenance on it, and it was just done in a way that was very 1970s, very ugly. So we took the good bones of that house, we took the good parts of that house and turned it into a contemporary masterpiece. We brought stone in, we brought in vertical elements, we brought in monoslope roofs, a custom fabricated door that actually came from Italy in stainless steel, and made this house into a modern masterpiece that directs people out the back to the beautiful view.
Sounds like so much fun. I love these projects.
I wonder if somebody is going to say, if people are going to say like 40 years from now, you know, those houses they built in 2016, boy.
Yeah,
so
that's
ugly.
the thing. It's always changing.
It'll go back to the orange countertops from that we saw in the 70s.
No.
This has been Abe Degnan from Degnan Design Builders. Thank you so much
Thanks
for
for
joining us today, Abe. It was a pleasure. I'd love to have you back because there's much more to talk about.
Thank you.
All right, don't go away. There's more Wisconsin Family coming up right after the break.